everyone, and welcome back to what's on my bookshelf. So now this one is all about wax, cold wax and encaustic wax, and they are both wax, but they're used in a completely different way. Cold wax is a medium that looks a bit like frosting, and you mix it in with your oil paint to make it kind of like you're painting with frosting with like a palette knife and stuff, and it's very thick and it's very textural and super cool. It does tend to dry faster than regular oil paint, and I love painting with oil and cold wax, and I've done a couple of classes on that. And the other kind of wax is hot wax, so hot beeswax, so that it's melted, and you would then apply it on top of photography, which is how I mainly used encaustic wax in my art, or you could do painting with the wax, and it's layers of translucent hot wax that then, you know, cools down and you can kind of see through the layers. So different types of wax for different applications, but still all using some kind of wax. So let's just take a look at what this medium is. Encaustic Revelation. Cutting edge techniques from the masters of encaustic camp, Patricia Baldwin Segbranch. So this book, and you can see how it's kind of translucent, and you can see through the layers. You're building up layers of wax. Look how cool that is. It's very textural. It involves working with wax melted on a hot plate is basically how you would do that. And you know, it's like this right here where you melt the colors and then you're applying those into your paints. So this book goes through the basics and some tools. And one thing that I did with the wax, that was before I studied enough about it to realize that I wasted a bunch of the colored wax, is I was trying to use these just like they were to create something that I was making at the time, and I realized how much of that I wasted, because you can have the clear wax, which is not really clear, it's like a yellowy clear substance. You can mix a little bit of the color in it because these are concentrated, so you have to think of these little colored things as concentrated wax, and you add that to it, and then you have the colored wax, and so these go a whole lot further than you think they would, because you're not supposed to use it just like that. Just thought I would throw that out there because I did not know that early on. So then it's got some different things and how it's used as you go along after you get past those basics. So encaustic encapsulation, creating jewelry with encaustic. I love that right there. I would totally wear that one. Love that. So that's kind of a fun project if you're like making jewelry and you want to incorporate some encaustic wax in there. I do it where I cover photos with wax, and so that's really cool. Plaster and encaustic books, so you could have a plaster and wax cover, and pages. That's really messy, and you're working with some heat tools and stuff. So that's a super fun, three-dimensional, very textural way that you can create. You can create assemblage pieces. So what I like about this book is it gives you beyond the basics for just putting wax down. It shows you different projects and things. This is kind of how you do it with the photography. You're coating wax on top of another element that's there, or a photograph, to create your piece, and it really puts the photo, when I do it, behind a fog basically, and you can shine it up, but it's still behind a layer of something, so it makes it a little more artistic, one of a kind piece of art rather than a straight photo. And then some different ideas on painting with the encaustic wax, and it dries pretty quick, so it's not like you're painting with oil paint or acrylic or anything like that. So it does take some practice, and it's very textural, and it dries on you very quick. And so I don't really enjoy doing painting like that, but I did enjoy using it as an aspect of the piece of art, as like on the top. So lots of fun projects and stuff in here, and showing you how to push the limits with your your encaustic work. Three-dimensional, very textural, lots of ideas. Look at that. See, that's got an encaustic cover, and then you could paint inside of it, and that could be the cover of your sketchbook or your art journal. So I love that. And then you got some projects to be inspired by at the back. Lots of good info and inspiration in this book. This other one, Encaustic Art, The Complete Guide to Creating Fine Art with Wax by Lisa Rankin, is a little more traditional, lots of ideas. It goes through the ancient medium revealed, the essentials, supports and grounds, so surfaces you can paint on, and then different techniques, smooth, textured, representational work with encaustic wax, large format painting using drawings and transfers, collage, assemblage, photography, printmaking, wax and sculpture, wax and installation art, and wax medium. So this is the book I had first, and I'd call this one the most well-rounded, informative one. And then this one was fun, extra techniques and things to be inspired by. Look at that. Gorgeous. This is really pretty. You can tell it's lots of different layers in there. It's got a little grunge look to it from all those layers. Yeah, I just love it. A little bit about the history, your materials, the essentials of painting with it. Let's just flip through and take a look at some of these that are in the, look how big that is. Very textural, very large. Ooh, look at those little pieces. That's pretty cool. Finishing the edges, so it does talk about even finishing your pieces. Look at those. Lots of good examples and examples here to get you excited. Just flip through here and let you appreciate some of these. Look at that. Wood and wax. It's just such a versatile medium. It does require its own set of tools and things that are different than any of the other painting that we've done. I'm telling you, when I have looked at and tell you I've like explored all the different types of art, and there's the with the photography, you see how it gives it kind of a dreamy look. Yeah, when I tell you I've explored it all, I have at some point in the last 35 or 40 years explored as many different techniques and types of art as I could possibly do, but it just gives you a really cool dreamy effect to your photographs that I loved. And so my encaustic class is on using encaustic with your photography. It's not on painting and doing some of these other techniques. It's specifically geared toward the photography crowd and turning that photograph into a one-of-a-kind textural piece of art that you could then hang in, you know, a gallery or what have you, and it would be mixed media. It wouldn't be just straight on photography. And most of the photography that I taught was more artistic photography, adding textures in with your photos, and so I wasn't doing straight photography most of the time anyway. And then you add this extra layer on top, and it just was like the icing on the cake. Look how pretty that is. That's gorgeous. Special effects. So this one is, I feel like it's more of the best guide for all that kind of creating with encaustic. And then this one was another good one. This one is cold wax. And I got two cold wax books, the Wabi Sabi Painting with Cold Wax by Serena Barton. Let's look at that first. So that's the hot wax this is the cold wax. Cold wax is a jar of beeswax mixed in with some solvents to make it like a frosting. You can touch it with your hands. It's not going to hurt your hands. It's mostly beeswax. So this one is the second book that I'd gotten, or maybe it was the first book. This book is basically the Bible for cold wax mediums. If you only get one book, that one is the one to get. So this one's by Serena Barton, The Wabi Sabi. So this one goes through, some basics of the mediums, mixing it up, and then we transform different papers and stuff. And then it gives you some ideas of some other materials that you could be using. And you're basically mixing your oil paint with your cold wax in something like a 50-50 ratio, and then painting with, say, like most likely some type of scraper or a palette knife, and having some tools to create some texture, and it just builds up the layer, and it's real thick when you're done, which I love. I mean, you could touch it, it's very textural, and I love this whole look. I actually love it so much that the Rebecca Crowell, I have one of her original pieces hanging in my dining room. It's about this big. It's a little paper piece. It's beautiful. So I do like the look of the oil and cold wax. It's just very thick. You can see through the layers. You have to let each layer kind of dry before you can add the next layer to it, but and then you can scrape stuff back off of it. It's just amazing, the different things. There's painting on with a palette knife. They've picked some ugly colors there, but maybe as an underlayer, by the time you get to the top layer, you're just seeing little tiny elements of the colors underneath. But it goes through some of the basics. I love this piece right here. I've also created this kind of look on a jelly plate. So I do have a jelly plate class where I have kind of mimicked this kind of look with acrylic paints on a jelly plate. So if you don't want to work with oil and cold wax, a jelly plate is a fun way to go. So a lot of good ideas and how-tos in this book. But this book, Rebecca Crowell and Jerry McLaughlin, Cold Wax Medium Techniques, Concepts, and Conversations, is basically the go-to, the textbook, the Bible of cold wax. It's the most thorough and informative for this type of medium and creating, and you see a lot of info up front of where it came from and the process and through history and why would you want to create with this medium, and then the materials. It's super thorough. The examples in here are beautiful. So if you only get one book to explore this medium with, this would be the book. It goes through commercial wax products and its ingredients and its characteristics. I find that super helpful. I love that. I'd totally hang that up. And then all your supplies that you need, and then it does go through different techniques and different pieces to be inspired by as you go through the book. And this is a hefty book that's full of information, great ideas, lots of inspiring photographs, and different artists are kind of featured throughout here. Or back here in the back, where you've got some other artists that are featured and the way that they work. I love that. I love her work. This is a favorite piece for me right here. The piece I have is in shades of blue. Oh, I love these right here. Oh, beautiful. This one is beautiful. I love that. So visual language and putting it together. I love this. Again, right up my alley as far as texture and color go. For some reason, I just find that super appealing. The best book for oil and cold wax. So, hope you enjoy. Oh, see, there we go. Look at that. That's kind of how mine is. It's a little piece like that framed up in shades of blue. Hope you enjoyed this little look of wax encaustic wax, hot wax, and cold wax. And out of those two, I'd say these would be my picks. If I could only have one pick for each of those would be it. And these extras were just extra. So I will see you guys next time.